Hello everyone, in the following video I will speak about 5 main aspects to the culture of Guyana. These aspects range from meals up to the music. Guyana is a country on the northeast coast of South America and it is divided into 10 regions. This country is formally called British Guyana. Guyana's official language is English and the capital city is Georgetown. More than half its population are descended from Indian workers brought in for the sugar industry. Like any other country, Guyana has different historical events which have demarcated the culture in the country. We could mention some events there, such as when Christopher Columbus sighted Guyana for the first time in 1498. When the first African slave arrived there in colonies in 1640. It became formally a British colony in 1796. And finally, Guyana became independent in 1966. These have some of the most important events that happened in Guyana. Guyana is a country which has different dishes. It is reflecting a great influence of different cultures which were brought during the time of slavery. A good example is what they eat for breakfast. Things like roti, which is like the arepa in Venezuela. It is served with curry or fried eggs or sardine or dole. Dole is arveja in Venezuela. On the other hand, the Guyanese have other typical dishes such as the famous black cake that is eaten as a sweet, or the Guyanese pepper pot or the cheese roll. All these dishes are part of the culinary culture in Guyana. Music is also part of the culture of the countries. There is a mixture of rhythms which in many cases define the style of the country. Guyana has a mixture of various Caribbean styles in their music. These styles range from soca, reggae to calypso. These 3 styles of music are very popular within the culture of Guyana. Clothing is another factor which reflects the culture of a country. Clothing can say where a person comes from, what his or her social status is in any society, or even the religion which that person practices. In certain parts of Guyana, people have a way of dressing quite simple. In the case of women, they wear dresses which are made with a lot of material. This in order to cover the body of the lady. Skirts and blouses are also part of the dress of the ladies. It is important to say that the skirts go below the knees. In the case of the men, they wear shorts or pants most of the time. It is important to mention that people who practice Muslim, which one of the religions practiced in Guyana, wear a special piece of clothing, in particular to celebrate a special date. In the case of the ladies, they wear something called kimono, which is like a robe, and they use a headdress which is called sari. Religion also plays a fundamental role within the culture in different societies. Religion shows the belief of the society, therefore this governs the way of thinking in many cases, and even the way people behave. There are multiple religions in Guyana, since it was a colonized country and also slaves from different nationalities arrived in this region. 3 of the religions practiced in Guyana are the Hinduism, Christianity, and Muslim. These 3 religions are part of the culture in Guyana. Sports are practiced in almost all places around the world. The popularity of sports varies depending on the country. This is because the sports and the culture of any country go hand in hand. For example, in countries such as Venezuela or the United States, baseball is practiced since it is part of the culture of these countries. In the case of Guyana, let's remember that it was colonized by the British in the 17th century. Therefore, if we look at what is the most famous sport in Guyana, we will find that they are two: football and cricket. This is because both sports are very popular in England, since they are part of English culture. In conclusion, culture is the set of customs, belief, and way of life of a particular society. They are always going to vary from one another. This is due to different factors, either by their food, clothing, music, religion, or sport that is practiced in such places. Guyana, as a sovereign country, which someday was colonized by English, has his own standards and belief in each of these aspects that work in harmony to form his own identity.